back again. If you make it to this video, you've been blessed with another one. You hear me? I'm grateful for this day. I hope y'all find yourself grateful for the day you have had thus far. You know, grateful for your morning, depending on what timeline you in. You know, so forth and so on. Radiating, vibrating, emanating, illuminating, and being the best example to yourself and the best version of yourself. As for me, I'm doing the same. Feeling good for no reason at all. You hear me? Showing up through whatever show up. You know, because we got to do that. We got to show up through whatever show up. You know, and that's going to say many different things to those who hear it. Because in all that showing up and whatever shows up, we may not have the same perspective. You know, we may not have the same know-how. We may not have the same emotional intelligence. But we got to stand up through it, regardless of what show up, you know. And that's a good thing. And I ain't always look at it as such, if I be honest with y'all. And if it's one thing that I love to be, it's honest with myself. And in being honest with myself, I'm going to be honest with you. And one thing about honesty, you know, one thing about truth, especially when you hold your own and you're able to speak your own, you know, it may not always sit well with the receiver. It may not always feel well with the recipient. The same way it may have not always felt well with you when you was on the other side of it. You hear me? But we all go through something to help us define who we are. And that's a good thing too. Because the real challenge is to be able to live by what we have learned from. Yeah. To be able to live by what we have learned from. Otherwise, why would we allow ourselves to go through the things that we put ourselves through? Because I'm not speaking about the things that's beyond our control, you see. But one thing that a lot of us don't like to talk about, because of the magnifying glass it places on us in view of ourselves, is, you know, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing with all that we have put ourselves through? Because it's easy to blame them, they, and the rest of them. But what about the things that we put ourselves through? Because I don't put myself through some things. You hear me? But that's the real challenge, to learn to live by the things that we have learned from. Because for me, I realized that living, being alive is one thing, but learning how to live is a whole nother thing. And we in a day and time that, from my observation, we in a time where we're supposed to be so awoken and enlightened, we as a humanity, as a whole, it kind of seems like we more behind the times than ahead of the times, or present with the times. You know, it's like I say, it's a whole lot of work that we as individuals have to do, but it's even much more work that we as humanity got to do. You know, a whole lot of work. It's a lot of work that we need to be doing. You know, it's a whole lot of work that I had to do. I'm sure it's a whole lot of work that you had to do, or you're presently doing, especially if you find your way by this video. Because as some of y'all may have heard me say before, it's only two kind of people on the planet. Those who doing the work and those who not. Those who ain't doing shit, but just waking up everyday living. You know. Waking up everyday living. You know. And it's easy to wake up every day just living and not doing nothing to better construct the way that you want to live. You know, look at your life. That's all we have to do. Look at our life. You know, and all the work that we either don't put into it or haven't put into it. It's all in the records of our life. You hear me? You know, but what we put into ourselves and what we be carrying within ourselves is something that need to be put under the microglass too. You know, because some things need to be put in away and some things need to be brought to the surface. You know your life better than you, but the thing is we living a life by default or is we living a life by custom settings? You know, and those who understand that, those who get that, will be the ones who was the strongest, but probably seen as the weakest. Because it's crazy how the strongest of us be viewed as the weakest. But it takes a strong individual to go through some of the things that many of us have had to experience and not allow those experiences to have us bitter, to have us angry, to have us mad, to have us still repeating the same toxic ass cycles that we grew up through, so we can do something better in ourselves about them and create better structures for the families that we decide to eventually build and add on to our legacy. You know, we ain't allowed the experiences to have us in that type of frequency, to have us in that type of space. We ain't allowed the experiences to put us in a place that we couldn't keep love alive in ourselves and for ourselves, because that's an important thing right now. If we understand the importance of how much healthy mental health is, healthy mental health. If we understand the importance of how healthy mental health is, then you get everything that I'm saying. If we understand the importance of how healthy self-expression is, then you get everything that I'm saying. If you understand the importance of emotional intelligence, then you get everything I'm saying. If you understand the importance of being able to feel your feelings, then you understand everything that I'm saying. You know, it's you know, life has a way that it could take you through so much that there's a disconnect between comprehension of why we went through so much in the first place. You know, what was it intended for? Where was it? Where is it meant to take us? Where is it leading us to? You know. Be the type of person to go through all the chambers of yourself. Be the type of person to feel all the feelings that run through you. Be the type of person to speak what's on your mind. You know, because no matter what you say, no matter how you say it, the effect is going to be the effect. No matter what we say, the effect going to be the effect. We can't change how what we say affect those who hear it. You know, it don't. Especially if you're speaking the truth. The truth don't have nothing to do with how it affect the listener. You know, and that was a very tough lesson for me, because, you know, I used to be easily triggered too. I used to go through all the things that I talk about. That's why I talk about them, you know. But once I started being more openly vocal to speak what's on my mind, I started to notice things that was previously told to me. But a lot of things that's told to us, they don't become a learned experience until we go through the experience, having learned from it. You hear me? But truth is the truth, no matter what's said, no matter how it's said, no matter who said it. It don't disrespect nobody. It really don't trigger you. It don't bash us. It don't offend us. It don't do none of the things that we use our emotions to describe what's taking place. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. You know. It don't have nothing to do with none of the things that we blame truth for when we're on the other side of it. You hear me? The truth don't feel none of the things that we feel when we're not on the correct side of it. You know, it's just the truth. It ain't about how we feel or how we would want to hear it. You know, and if that resonate with you, then you're probably one of the ones who doing the work. I just came through to say a few things on this beautiful Sunday night. Feel good for no reason at all. Thank you for the likes, shares, comments, questions. What up, Sawus? Salute to the Cosmic Conscious family and soul tribe. Stillness, abundance, love, and light, health, and wholeness. Stillness, abundance, love, and light, health, and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, love, and light, health, and wholeness. Remember, life is a master class, you know, where the worst things happen for the best reasons concerning you. I love y'all. My name is Sawu. Peace.